I'm with Diesel Geek, and today we're going to show you how to shim the ball on a Mark 5 and Mark 6 shifter housing. This is from a 2009 Jetta. It has a metal ball, which is different than the Mark 4, and a plastic housing. These can get sloppy loose, and you can buy a new housing. It's better, in my opinion, to just shim the ball rather than put a new housing in there. But anyway, the housing has 4 catches, and those I've marked with a red magic marker. The trickiest one is back here because it's right up against a wall. But you have to depress these catches inward in order to get the barbs undone from the aluminum housing. So I just use a couple of screwdrivers, and this will all be bolted into your car. So you're going to have access. You don't need to hold it down with your feet like this, but you just basically put a small screwdriver in here, and then you turn it sideways, and then you pull up on the stick, and that will hold the catch back. You can get something in there to wedge in there like that to keep the catch from coming back in, but as long as you're pulling up the whole time, you can probably get by with not wedging anything in there. This hopefully will work the first time. It's sometimes tricky. Anyway, so that's up. Like I said, you can replace the socket, and you would do that by just popping it off the ball and then turning it sideways, lifting it out, put a new socket on it. You're going to transfer the spring seat back over to your new ball. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put a shim on the outside of the ball that's going to tighten the ball up. And so we'll do that real quick. I'm going to put it back down. I'm going to pop it back on. Okay, so now we're lined up back in the housing. There's a little catch right here that has to go inside there first. You're not going to have to do any of this if you're just shimming the ball. That's the other nice thing about just shimming the ball, is that you just mark a magic marker mark. You see right here, to kind of in the center of the aluminum housing. And then what I do is I just take a business card. And the business card, it's about 3/8 long. And then I try to use, it depends on how much slop there is, but the thickness of your shim is going to determine how much slop you take out. This one is 15 thousandths, which I think is probably going to be pretty good. It's not a super flimsy business card. A lot of the flimsy ones will be about 10 thousandths. So you're going to take this and you're going to lift the socket up, and then you're going to just slip this around the socket, your shim, and you're going to push it down, center it as best you can, and then push it down with your thumb nail or anything down in the socket as much as you can, and that'll keep it away from these catches right here. So you're just going to push it down, and then once you have it in place, all you're going to do is just push straight down until all the catches snap back into the aluminum housing, and then you can test it and see how much slop you have. Right now there's absolutely no slop in this ball. This is a relatively new socket, so there wasn't much slop in this one to begin with, but a lot of them, there's a whole lot of slop. But this one's perfect. It's not tight, and there's no looseness whatsoever. So this is a perfect fit, and that is it.